everyone, Arnaldo Wafferman with Master School Dances. This is the new and improved video review edition as we now are adding a third cat to the roster. Today we're going to talk about the Eco UV Bar DMX. This was a last minute request after these guys just came in. Let's talk about the light, why it's amazing, and the difference between this and the last model, the Eco UV LED Plus. So a lot of you guys remember that a while back I did a video on the Eco LED Plus. Big difference between that one and the original one was better wattage of LEDs and just overall a few improvements. After a lot of requests for the DMX option, they finally came out with one. One of the great things about the DMX option is that it did not get rid of some of the really cool features. Now, a lot of you guys that are familiar with the light know that it is a very thin, lightweight, all-metal construction. So this isn't something that's going to break apart on you. And whether you use this for a permanent installation or mobile, you can easily adapt the legs. Just by undoing this little bolt right there, you can adjust the legs as you need it. So let's say, for example, if you're going to hang it on trussing and you want it to be vertical, there we go. You can easily adjust it just like that. And of course you can move up and down whichever way you want. So a lot of my DJs have done it where it's up like this or this way around or even just flat. So again, you got quite a few options to be able to do that as well. Of course, the big difference is that we have the DMX panel right in the middle. That's going to be a 3-channel DMX function. You have your dimmer, you have your strobing, and then you have modes, dimmer curves, etc. on that 3rd channel. So for a lot of us, we'll really be paying attention to those first 2 DMX channels. So very easy to use. Now, if you don't use DMX, you can use this handy dandy remote. And I hate unboxing videos, so we're going to do an unbagging video. There it is. You pull this out. You can easily adjust it. Now, this is a lot different than the other remotes that the ADJ products come with. It's just a simple 2-button where it basically says IR remote, and you can turn it on and off, and you can change different strobing speeds. So you can have just a regular flash or have a nice fast strobe. Well, that's one of the advantages that I like the DMX version of these particular lights is when I'm doing school dances, I don't want to have the UV lights on the entire time. I want it to be a special effect or being used for special parts of the night. Having them solid on was kind of a drawback for certain events. This gives me the benefits of the UV LED 16 and the original Eco all in one great package. Because this one does not have a very narrow throw. This has a super wide, I believe it's like 120 degree beam throw. Basically, if I were to light this up right now, I could light up my entire living room with just one from the top all the way to the bottom. So it's really nice to have super wide coverage. Now, if you're looking to fill up a gym, it's not about having a number of these, but how far apart you have them. Because it's such a wide throw, it's not going to have the long throw the UV LED 16 does. So if you want to fill up a gym and you're only going to have lights in one part of the gym, you'll probably want to get a couple of those UV LED 16s and a couple of these, and you're easily going to have a lot of area covered. So that's what I'm planning on doing is for the immediate areas that I need to have flooded, or maybe if I'm just doing a simple house party, or we're doing a rental and we just need quick, super wide DMX coverage, this guy is it. But adding that DMX function is going to make it a lot easier. If I need to do a combination of a high school gym or a ballroom, I'm going to use these to whenever I put them directly over the dance floor or over the dance floor, and then use the UV LED 16s to hit the very far back areas. It gives me the best of both worlds. But again, this with DMX is going to allow me to have the same programs as my other DMX black lights and not worry about it. Now let's talk about a few of the different design things that I've noticed some of the guys, online that you guys said, well, I'm curious about this or I may not like this, etc. The very first one is that there's actually 2 cables coming out. One for your power linking. Unlike the traditional Eco models that came out with these, it was just a regular plug in. There was no power linking or anything like that. You have in and you have out, and on the other side, of course, you have DMX. Now, the first thing you may be asking is, why are these not integrated into the light itself? Simple reason is, there is not enough room inside this light. If you take it apart, it's already packed in there as tight as it can be. There's not enough room to be able to put these in, and then, of course, your IEC. So they have these cables coming out. What if you're not using DMX? Well, it's very simple. You ready for this? Oh my goodness, you tie wrap it and you're good to go. Hide it behind, put a little bit of tape. It's not that big of a deal. That's what we're going to do. So for example, if I need to move this leg up here, we do there. Okay. I can just tie wrap it there and have the cables nice and hidden out of the way. Now these cables are quite a bit of a length too, so if you need to power link these from one to the other without using an extra cable, you can do that as well. So that's a little bit nice. But I do like the power linking feature. I hate having to bring extra three-ways or surge protectors or power strips just to be able to plug in multiple lights as well. If you don't want to use a remote and you don't want to use DMX, you just want to have on and off, you can do that as well. You can just select your different modes on here. But again, just like your traditional eco models, get solid metal construction, super compact, super lightweight, and a stupid affordable price. So this is something where anybody can get into UV lighting. Now, remember the difference between LEDs and the metal halides or what's it called, the fluorescent UV lights is that these do still emit a little bit of visible light. Now, I haven't had a chance to do an A/B between this and the other eco models or even the UV LED 16, but the visible light that comes out of these is not that bad. Especially when you're talking about filling up an entire gym, there's not that much. Yes, you do see some purple light, but one of the cool things is, for a school dance, that's a selling point. And I've said this time and time again, when you're selling school dances, and you talk about black lights, the first thing they worry about is, wait, you're going to have all the lights off? Nope, there's still a little bit of purple light that you're going to be able to see, and of course, the administration and teachers will appreciate you for it. For Sweet 16s or even some weddings, when they want that sort of thing, no one is going to be that technical and like, wait a second, I still see some purple light. So again, that is one of the drawbacks of LEDs that can be also a good selling point for you, is that you're not going to have everything pitch black. These also play nicely with the other lights in terms of how much the color pops. Now what I mean by that is, if I'm using my older black lights that I have and I turn on my LEDs, it overrides my black lights. These will actually pretty much work almost in conjunction with the black lights, or my other LED lights. So if I have my dots or my QWH5s and I have them flash in different colors, it doesn't override these, so I still get that cool black light glowing effect. And I really like that. It makes for some really fun things at school dances. But the strobing is the best part, because everybody can do strobe with any color, but having strobe with a black light, or if you do a shutter chase around the room, so all of a sudden, you know, half the room is glowing and the other half isn't, and it goes back and forth. There's some really fun creative things you can do with this. Of course, if you're going to use it for rentals, maybe they have cocktail tables, tall boys, with the white linens on top. You hold these up high, and of course, as close as these get together, you could even use air wall hangers and hang these guys from the air walls straight down so you can light up the cocktail tables, and use the handy dandy power linking cable, so you only run one cable to these versus a whole bunch of them. And that gives you a really unique effect. So again, it's the Eco UV Bar DMX from ADJ. Don't miss out. This has been one of the hottest selling items. And if you talk to most dealers, they'll tell you they can barely keep these on the shelves. So the DMX version, I can't imagine how much faster this is going to sell. Definitely a big step in the right direction, especially with the remote control for those of you that don't want to get into DMX. Again, my name is Arnaldo Wall from the Master School Dances. Remember, all the cool kids are clicking the subscribe button, the like button, etc. Leave a comment below. Any questions or anything, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much. Good night, and God bless.